I say that all life is based upon three principles and one overall principle. And the three principles are, number one, that soul of itself is eternal. The second of this, that the initiated soul, he who is initiated in Ek, dwells always in the high worlds, or lives in the kingdom of heaven. The third one is that soul always lives in the present time, not in the past or not in the future. Meaning, of course, that we in the body, or in the physical state, always look at the future, always look at the past. We look to the future because we have to prepare for the future. We look at the past because of the mistakes we made in the past, and we live and we correct our lives in the present because of that. But soul is eternal, therefore it has no past, it has no future. Now these, as I say, are the three basic principles of Eckankar. In a way, they're the doctrine, they're the philosophy of Eckankar. We've got one overall principle. You can say it the principle of God, the law of God. And this is that the three principles I've just named rest upon this one law, and that one law is that soul exists because God wills it. And that is all there is to the principles and the doctrine of Ek. We would not have life here, soul would not exist, there would be nothing if God didn't will it to be. God gives life to everything. So therefore, we have the principles of Ek resting upon the one singular law. Now when one has a problem, when one begins to feel that life has passed him by, that life is becoming too much for him, that the situations of life, that the conditions and all the circumstances of life are too much, he reverts back to the three principles. And when he reverts back to the three principles, he knows then and can become stabilized or put into balance again by trying to work out his problem from these three basic points. Because then he begins to see, as I've been told by several people, and I know myself, they say, well, you know, the things that come to me now as problems in my life means nothing more to me. They're there, yes. Of course they're there. But they're not as big and they're not as strong as they used to be. What I'm trying to say, with all seriousness, that if one would examine these principles and examine their life problems and put them up side by side with them, all of a sudden they'll find out that their relationship, which has always been an abrased relationship, or one that has been irritable with another individual, they'll suddenly find out that it isn't important anymore, that it doesn't mean anything anymore as it meant before to them. And suddenly, by the changing of the individual within himself, changes all the situations around him. Now, you know, this brings an awareness of all these things. And I think that it is our duty to look and examine whatever we have to do with our lives by using the three crown jewels, or the three jewels of Ek, as our basis with the overall principle of God.
Late in 1971, Paul Twitchell completed his task as the living Ek Master. He had laid the foundation of the religious experience of Eckankar, a body of written and recorded spiritual knowledge without equal on earth, yet streamlined for the pace of modern man.